Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the biggest stars in WWE, and back in the late 90s of WWE, or as they called it, the WWF, he was the main guy. Now, no matter who you were, you basically knew who Stone Cold was, alright? He dominated everyone, and he just had the attitude like no one else did at this time. But then, in 1997 to 1998, there was another guy. He was raised in the WWE because of his grandfather and father being in the WWE. Rocky Johnson being his father, and Peter Maivia being his grandfather. This man was known as The Rock. Now, he started off slow because he wasn't really like a big name, because really he was just another guy. He didn't really do anything special. But then he joined the Nation of Domination, and this is where he started to get the charisma and the cocky attitude we all know he had. Now, the Nation of Domination and Rock parted ways, but The Rock was still doing fine even without them. He didn't need them because he got over. The fans started to cheer him and love The Rock, and he started to rise in popularity, and he became one of the top guys in the industry. But The Rock wasn't as big as Stone Cold, in my opinion, because I feel like with Stone Cold was just loved by everybody. But that's not to say that The Rock wasn't a rising star. Stone Cold and The Rock did have a few matches, and it was still cool to see them collide, but they had their first ever WrestleMania match, which was WrestleMania 15. So that's what WrestleMania 15 was. It was just the match to see where these two stood against each other. It was great, but it's nowhere near their level as it was in their 17 and 19 matches. 1999, Stone Cold got injured because Rikishi ran him over at the Survivor Series. Stone Cold was supposed to be in this match with Triple H and The Rock, and we were going to have a triple threat match to see, who was going to be the WWF champion, but Big Show replaced him. So this basically meant that Stone Cold was out of all of 2000 because Survivor Series happens at the end of the year. But as Stone Cold was gone, fans start to speculate, okay, well, who's going to be the next big guy? Who's going to be our main guy?
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
The Rock, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, the people's champion. The Rock became that guy as he was getting the most pops by everyone. Anytime there was a promo, a segment, or anytime he came out, the fans cheered The Rock. The Rock was, in so many words, untouchable. Just like how John Cena was in 2003. He became untouchable. I'm going to be honest with you guys, even though Stone Cold was out most of 2000, if it wasn't for The Rock, then I think WWE wouldn't be where it is now. But The Rock was the man, as he was basically carrying the company. He got in a few rivalries with Triple H, Big Show, Undertaker. He owned everyone in those promos, and he just was unstoppable until Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! He came back. Stone Cold came back. Steve was back and better than ever as he was ready to raise more hell than he did before. He wanted to be the WWF champion. But then, as you see, we have The Rock now who went over the fans, but now we have Stone Cold back. Why don't we hype up a match with them at WrestleMania? And so it began, Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. This match was just to see who is the best. The Rock was the champion and Stone Cold wanted it. He knew he had to win the match against The Rock at 17 to prove to everybody in the WWF he is the guy. They went toe-to-toe in the ring for 20 minutes, just beating the living hell out of each other. And then Austin had the upper advantage because they were in his hometown. Towards the end of the match, in my opinion, this makes no sense, guys. Mr. McMahon comes out, and Austin and McMahon team up with each other, and Austin turns heel and attacks The Rock with multiple chair shots. Devastating chair shots. 1, 2, 3... Austin wins. The ending made no sense in my opinion. And in my opinion, I think this WrestleMania is still special. But it wasn't special because it was like a bunch of great matches and it was a good show. It was the end of the Attitude Era. But what about Rock and Austin? These two still weren't done yet, however. For the remaining of 2001, they weren't competing as much because Rock was in Hollywood doing movies. Austin was running the WWF again. But again, it wasn't the same as it was back in the 90s. But The Rock returned in late 2000 to help the WWE face the Alliance. And who was on the Alliance? None other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. These two didn't really interact as much because the whole point of this storyline was just to see who get to stay in business. Was it the Alliance or would it be the Team WWF? But they do have this one promo. It was a legendary promo. These two basically were just going out and trying to entertain the fans. Now, this promo is actually really funny because there's this one part where Rock is like,
You don't say what The Rock says. You don't see The Rock coming out and saying, what? What? What?
in my opinion, it's definitely one of the most fun promos in the WWF. So I definitely think that you guys should check that out. I'll leave a link on the promo and like where you can find it at. It's absolutely golden. So then they had their match, the Alliance versus WWF match at Survivor Series to see who got to stay in business. It was 5-on-5 and it all came down to these two. These two faced off for another time, and like their 17 bout, it was absolutely amazing. But the match ended when Kurt Angle came out and turned on Austin, since Angle was a part of the Alliance and was on Austin's team. Then the cover. 1, 2, 3, Rock wins. After this match, they weren't involved as much with each other because I feel like what was happening was during the rest of 2001 going into 2002, they were kind of just there. Rock was there in 2002 and he was pretty much owning WWE again. But then Austin was being treated as a mid-carder. He wasn't really enjoying the way he was being treated, and he was actually going to have a match against Brock Lesnar. He was supposed to lose, and he didn't mind taking the loss, but he felt like there should have been more of a build-up. It was going to just be televised on a regular show. There was no build-up. It was just Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold. And the WWE weren't seeing eye to eye with each other. He walked out, and then The Rock basically was, again, he was still there. But he even started to not really show up as much in 2002. Rock actually fought Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in 2002, and Brock Lesnar beat The Rock for the title. But after this, The Rock basically grabbed the microphone and he said to the fans, "Sing along with The Rock! It is over!" And then that was it. The Rock basically disappeared and walked away. And he was never seen again for the rest of 2002. Now enter 2003. Rock came back as a heel, and he was known as Hollywood Rock, and he was going to face Hogan. Now, Rock faced Hogan already at WrestleMania 18, and now he's going to face Hogan again, and he beat Hogan at 18, and then he beats Hogan again at No Way Out of 2003. But the next night on Raw, the glass breaks, and Stone Cold! Stone Cold returned, and this was going to be his last run in the WWE. He said he was going to raise more hell than he ever did before, but as he said that, The Rock would come out. And as you can see, The Rock was actually happy to see Austin. Rock brought up, how about we have one more match, because I just want to beat your bald-headed double stunning candy ass. And so it was set. They were going to have one more match. 19, in my opinion, is one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time. Even 17 is one of my favorites. So I really enjoyed what 17 and 19 did. This match almost didn't even happen because Austin, before the night before, Austin actually had a heart attack and he was sent to the hospital. And he almost didn't even compete in this match, but he still told Rock he wanted to give him one more match. And so here we have it. The last match, Rock versus Austin, Part 3. This match was truly special, as we already saw these guys collide so many times, but it was different. It was to see who is truly the best. Now, this match had a lot of fun moments, as Rock was basically just being the heel, and he was being cocky, and he was just fun to watch. There was even a moment where he was being disrespectful as he put on Austin's vest. Truly hilarious, by the way. But The Rock beat Austin after 3 rock bottoms. Austin lost, but as he was leaving, he basically said a thank you to the fans. That was his last match. Why will these two never be topped? Well, it's simple. These two had something no other rivalry had. They just wanted to be the best. They had that megastar power. They had epic moments together, and they just had 3 epic WrestleMania matches that, in my opinion, can't be topped. Well, 17 and 19 for that matter. They have a unique story, and they're just iconic. See, the thing with these two is they made me love the Attitude Era even more. I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era. I was a bigger fan in that era, but I watched these two a bit ago for the first time, and for the first time, they just made me love wrestling even more. They became my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. And in my opinion, and now I'm just going to be honest with you guys, in my opinion, without these two, I feel like the WWE would not be where it is today. I'm serious. I feel like wrestling is good now. It wouldn't be in the place it is without Rock and Austin. These two are absolute legends in the WWE, and absolutely love them.